Hey everybody, welcome back to the Huddle, the Review.com's weekly high school football show. I'm Executive Editor Rob Toder of the Alliance Review, joined as always by Mike Brown. And today, Mike, we're going to take a look at Week 7 of the high school football season. Can you believe it? We're down to the last 4 weeks of high school football for 2012. The season's just flown by. Some good games in the Northeastern Buckeye Conference this week, and I think the one that we're both looking at is probably down in Beloit. It's homecoming night in West Branch. The Warriors have won 3 in a row, and they take on the aerial circus of the Canton South Wildcats, who are 5-1.
That's right. You have West Branch with that great running game, and Canton South has so many great offensive weapons like Settles and company. That could be in the 40s before that one's done.
Yeah, and I know a lot of West Branch fans were probably thinking, well, we beat Minerva 35-7 last week, and Canton South lost to Minerva 24-14, but it's all about matchups, and right. When you start comparing scores, that's going to get you in trouble. It's all about matchups.
Right, and what people forget about that West Branch-Minerva game last week, Minerva is without its top receiver and without Jake Riley, its quarterback, who means so much to that offense. So I think you need to throw comparative scores right out the window on that one.
Yeah. The other game that we're looking at, too, I think, is going to be real competitive, and it's going to be interesting to see how Louisville does, whether their quarterback, Joey Duckworth, is back in action. He took a tough knee injury last week, a supposed knee injury now, against Alliance. But the Leopards go to Carrollton, two really, I think, evenly matched teams.
Right, yeah. Contrasting styles there. I mean, Carrollton likes to run the ball. They've got some nice young backs this year. Louisville likes to throw it all over the yard. So we'll see what style wins out with that one. But Carrollton is always a tough out when you go to Carrollton. So that Louisville is going to have to bring its A game and regroup from the Duckworth situation and try and go on the road and get an NBC win.
Yeah, now Minerva's at Marlington, and again, if Riley's back, that gives Minerva a fighter's chance. If he's not in there, it's going to be a really tall order for the Lions to go to Marlington and face DeMonte Thomas and company.
Right, he's so explosive. I mean, he had 4 touchdowns last week, and you could say the same thing every week. The guy is just tremendous. He's one of the best players in Ohio this year. And Minerva's really going to have to play well to hang in that game, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he only had less than 50 yards, I believe, against Poland in the opener. He's now got 1,000 yards for rushing, over 1,000 yards, and he leads the area in scoring as well, too. Right. So, now the fourth game in the NBC, the two teams at the bottom of the standings, and sometimes those are the most entertaining games because both teams are looking at this week going, this is the week we get our victory, and that's Alliance at Salem over at Riley Stadium.
Yeah, that should be an entertaining game, Rob. I can't tell you who's going to win that one, but the nice thing is somebody's going to get a W, like you said. And, Salem has kind of been up and down. Alliance, I think, is coming off probably its best overall performance of the year last week against Louisville, so hopefully they can build on that. Salem's trying to find something. Salem's just a really young team to share, as is Alliance. So, hopefully somebody's going to get a win out of that, so that's always good, I guess.
Yeah. Now, in the Inter-Tri-County League, in the lower tier, Sebring with another tall order, they got to go to Western Reserve. Sebring really didn't play very well down at Wellsville, and again, we talked about this last week. That you make that long trip, and it's so tough to make a 2-hour bus ride and then get off the bus and try to play. But not making excuses, but Sebring is struggling a little bit. A young team, they go to Western Reserve, and then United. With a tall order, United's playing pretty well, but they go to Crestview, and the Rebels are really hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, I tell you what, Coach Cusick just does a great job every year at Crestview. What a wonderful program. And, you never see them have a down year. They're dynamite. They're usually a playoff team every year, and this team's going to be right there too.
Yeah, I think they scored 36 in their season opener against Columbia. That's the lowest they've scored in a game this year so far. So, over in Portage County in the Portage Trail Conference, Southeast is at Rootstown. The Rovers are struggling, and Southeast is rolling. They're 4-2 and tied for first in the PTC. And Wyndham is at Waterloo, and that's a chance for the Vikings to get off the schneid. They're 1-5. They're looking for a victory there against Wyndham. And an interesting matchup, I think, over in St. Thomas. The Knights are 5-1, and they're going to play a really big school in Akron-Garfield.
Right. Yeah, I like St. Thomas a lot, though. I mean, I realize Garfield has that tradition from the Akron City Series and things like that. I just think St. Thomas is one of the best teams in the area this year. I think they're going to be a playoff team again. They know how to win. They've got the good running game. They've got a passing game that's getting better every week. And they play pretty good defense, too. They've got a nice defense. That gets overlooked a lot of times. We look at their offense, but they've done a good job on the defensive side of the ball this year as well.
Now, a couple things to remind you about. Pigskin Picks, you can play each week. If you pick up Monday's Alliance Review and enter the contest, there's some great prizes to win there. And also we encourage you to check out Saturday's Alliance Review print edition for all the coverage of these games that we've talked about. And also go to thereview.com. We'll have video of selected games and photos of several others. And so hopefully we'll see you at the stadium this weekend.